Okay, so as I mentioned in my last video, I'm going to do a little pack update here because the stuff that I used to use in my previous videos, I've changed a lot of my gear around, and like I said, I lean a lot towards ultralight stuff now. So I'm going to go through my pack really quick. I'm up here on top of the mountain. Got a beautiful view here off behind me, so there's no wind coming up over here. Sorry the audio is not great. I don't have a microphone on, but I'm gonna do a really quick video. These things can get out of hand real fast with length, so I'm not gonna go into detail on anything, but in future videos I'll go into detail on certain items that would need a little bit more information on, like tent, maybe my pack, certain things like that. So, to start, I'm using the Durston Kakwa 40 pack. This is going to be my standing stone trail through hike gear, pretty close to it. I'm at about 15.5 pounds right now. I loaded this thing up with most of my gear aside from a few little things, and that includes 5 days of food, and I had 1 liter of water. So 15.5 pounds with food and some water is not too terrible. But to start, I'm going to be using the, as long as the temperature is not going to be getting too ridiculously cold here in the next few weeks, I'm going to be using my Nemo Switchback sleeping pad, nice and light. About as light as you're going to get for some sort of comfort on a sleeping pad. On the outside here, I keep my toiletry kit. I keep Body Glide in here, a trowel, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, plastic bag, paper towels, all that kind of thing, for both like toiletries and cleaning. I like to wipe my spoon off after I eat because I don't put anything directly in my pot, but I like to wipe my spoon off, so I keep some stuff in here for cleaning that. In here, which I'm going to be changing out this bag to a Dyneema bag. This is just a little REI drawstring bag. It's not heavy, but I would like to cut a little bit of weight there. In here I keep my Knock water bag, which this, if you're not familiar, if you're new to backpacking, this is an excellent piece of gear because the Sawyer filter screws directly onto the end of it like that, so you can reach down and scoop up with this. You can scoop water. You don't need to have real deep water. The plastic water bags that come with the Sawyer filters are not very good. So these things are super cheap on Amazon, and they are extremely durable. I've had this one for a couple years now. I started using this even before my last videos I've posted, and this thing is a game changer when it comes to getting water, scooping water. So in here I have that. I have the back flush syringe in the bag and the filter. In the pack itself, on top, got my food bag. There's a good bit of food in here. There's probably, I don't know, there's probably 3 or 4 pounds of food in here. I have a Tokes titanium cook pot with a, I think it's an MSR Deluxe stove. Or no, it's a GSI, I believe, stove. So that's my, I'm not gonna get into my food bag or my cook system, but yeah, there's a good bit of food in there because I wanted this to be kind of a shakedown run. I've been having some hip pain, so I'm trying to figure out if changing packs, changing weight locations, changing shoes, trying to fix that. So that's kind of the purpose of today's hike. This is something that I'll definitely be making its own video on. This is my new tent. My new tent. I love my Durston X-Mid 1. That is a great, I just have the regular one. I don't have the Dyneema version. That is an awesome tent. That tent made me enjoy tent camping. I was never a tent camper. This I have not used yet, but I've had this for a while now and haven't taken it out. This is the Hyperlite Mid 1. This is one of the lightest backpacking tents you can get. If you're an experienced backpacker, again, you know all about Dyneema fabric, but this is a super ultra light material here. This thing is slightly bigger than an Nalgene bottle, and it weighs, I want to say 16 or 17 ounces. It's about a pound. So extremely lightweight tent. In here I have a Hyperlite DCF bag that I keep. It's kind of like my ditty bag now. So I keep a microfiber towel in there. I keep down booties because I take a blood pressure medication and it makes my feet get really cold at night, so gotta have those. When I am using my inflatable sleeping pad, I have a Big Agnes Rapide SL, very popular, super comfortable pad, very comfortable comfort to weight ratio. It's a great pad. But I have this FlexTail Pump, which also has an LED light in it, which is pretty cool. So I carry this when I'm using that pad. I have in here a little Gossamer Gear Tyvek waterproof bag. These things are awesome. I've had this bag again for years now, I think 2 or 3 years. And in here I keep a very small first aid kit. I keep a ferro rod, and I keep these small little butane emergency fire starting packets. They'll take a spark from the ferro rod and they'll burn for a minute or two, and they weigh they weigh next to nothing. So this is my little fire kit for when it's colder. If it's going to be under 40 degrees at night, I like to have this with me just in case a storm or something would come in and you were to get wet, because hypothermia, you know, is a very real thing. And it's just nice to know that I have something small that I can make a fire with if need be in an emergency situation. This only weighs a couple ounces. In the summertime I don't really carry this because I don't really make fires in the summertime, but in the winter I really like to have this with me. My comfort item, I have an inflatable pillow here, and I either use this Enlightened Equipment one. I like this one because it has pad straps on it, and then I also have a oh, I forget who makes the Aeros pillow. It's a nice lightweight pillow. And then in the bottom here I have another Gossamer Gear Tyvek bag with a reinforced bottom. This is a tent stake bag. This thing is awesome, nice and thick on the bottom so your stakes aren't poking through. And then that's what I have in here. If I was actually hiking right now for, you know, a couple days, I like to have a pair of sleeping socks in here, because that's something I've noticed. If you can keep your feet comfortable at night, you sleep a lot better. It's also good hygiene when you're, you know, on a trail for multiple days, 4, 5, 6 days at a time, to keep your feet clean, keep everything clean. So I like to have a pair of sleeping socks in here, and I may also sometimes throw in a spare headband, a spare buff. Next thing I have, which hit or miss if I take it, this is a Tyvek sleeping pad, or a tent, like a footprint. This is a piece of Tyvek with grommets on the corners. I might swap this out for something. This is very lightweight. This is one of the lighter options you're going to have for a super durable tent footprint. But I might swap this out with something a little bit lighter yet, just because when you lean towards ultralight backpacking and you cut weight, as you cut weight, you want to cut more weight, and because every bit of weight you cut, you can very honestly feel it. So holding this in my hand feels a little bit too heavy, so I'll probably try to find a bit of a lighter alternative to this in the near future. And then the last thing that I have in here is my quilt. This is in a Sea to Summit, what do they call these? Event waterproof compression bag. These things are awesome because it's waterproof, but this bottom here has a membrane that will let air out but not in. So if you've ever used a standard compression sack, you will notice that obviously as you try to roll it, if you don't get the air out, it can be a pain to really get it packed down small. But this one lets air out and not back in. So as you compress this, it gets small and it stays small, and which is awesome for down. I have a Enlightened Equipment Revelation 0 degree quilt in here, and just because I like the way it fits at this size in the bottom of my pack, I keep it this size. But I can compress this thing. If I sit on it and pull my straps down, I can compress this thing to about half of what the size it is now. And this is a 0 degree 950F filled quilt. So I'll probably be taking this with me. If I don't take this Enlightened Equipment quilt, I will be taking my hammock quilt, which is I believe it's a 20 degree quilt, and that is by Superior Gear. And I love that quilt. It's typically what I carry. It's very, very lightweight and it's very warm. I think that's a 850 fill 20 degree quilt. And I've slept with that into the mid 20s and I was very comfortable. It has a button up foot box with a zip, a drawstring closure, so you can kind of get it sealed up nice. But yeah, that's my quilt. I don't really have anything else in here. Obviously, if I was, backpacking, I'd have my smart water bottles. I keep 2 liters on me. My water bag, those water bags are great because they also double. You don't just have to temporarily put water in it. You can use it as a water transportation. If you need to, you can put, I think that's a 2 liter or a 3 liter bag. So if you had to do a water carry for a little bit, which I might have to do on this upcoming trail, that water bag, that Canuck water bag is excellent for that. This is the pack. I really love this pack. I have a couple ultralight packs ranging in different liter sizes. Again, this is the Durston Kakwa 40, so 40 liters. It's very simple. I like this pack a lot because of my build. A lot of packs, I tend to fight the side pockets, and my arms are usually just too short to get my water bottle back up over this lip without having to take the pack off. I had a Z-Packs, I forget which pack that was, Arcall Ultra, one of the lightest backpacks that exists. Very, very awesome backpack. I loved everything about it except for these pockets. I sold it because I could not, and no matter how I did it, I could not get my water bottle back up over into this pocket without taking the pack off. So I tend to come back to this pack a lot. I've used this pack now for two and a half years. My last big thing that I posted about when I finished the Appalachian Trail portion of Pennsylvania, or the Pennsylvania portion of the Appalachian Trail, I finished it with this pack and I loved it. And I did just under 80 miles in a handful of days with this pack, and it was awesome. Yeah, so that's the pack. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up. That was just a quick look at what's in my pack. This is gonna be very close to what I use on my Standing Stone Trail hike. The only thing that might change would be my sleep system. So I'll either go to a smaller quilt if I don't need the 0 degree, or if it's cold, I'll keep the 0 degree, but I'll switch out my sleeping pad and I'll go to my my Big Agnes Rapide SL pad, just because it has a much higher R value and it's going to be a lot warmer sleeping on the ground, because I plan to tent camp this with my new Hyperlight tent. But yeah, that's my pack. If you'd like to see an up close of anything, I'm going to be doing again a review of, or more of a walkthrough video of that tent. There's not a ton of videos on the internet of that tent. There's a lot of videos on this pack. There's a lot of videos on these quilts, the Enlightened Equipment quilts. A lot of this gear that I just showed is very, very popular amongst thru hikers and more serious backpackers who are looking for lighter weight, higher quality gear. Again, this is just under or just over 15 pounds with 5 days of food and a liter of water. So the weight looking pretty decent there. I think without my food and water, I'd be considered ultralight, so I would be under that 10-pound mark. The only other thing that I have to show here, I'm trying out some new Hokas today. My other pair's starting to give me some foot pain. I have a different job now, so I'm not on my feet. Before I was walking numerous miles a day, where now I'd be lucky if I walk 1 mile a day. So trying to strengthen my feet back up. Muscular and cardiovascular, the fitness is there, but my feet have gotten a little weak, so I'm trying to work on that. And I got my trusty Lakey Kimbu Lite trekking poles here. These things have been great. I've used these on a lot of different hikes now. A lot of my YouTube videos, these poles I've used them for. So yeah, I'm gonna pack my stuff up. It's a beautiful day. It's 60 something degrees right now. I'm gonna sit here and have a little beef stick, and I'm gonna have a drink of water, and then I'm gonna head back down. So yeah, I'm really excited for this hike. I'm excited to share it with everybody. I appreciate the people that watch my videos. I don't really do this. I have no intention of ever having like a big successful YouTube channel. This is just my way of bringing someone along with me. I don't a lot of people aren't into this type of fun, this type 2 fun, so I do a lot of it by myself, and when I bring the camera along, that's just my way of bringing someone with me and kind of sharing the experience. So again, I would really like to thank Dan with Backpacking Adventures for his help, not only with the basically itinerary that he gave me with his mileage, camp spots, water spots. He's just been helpful with just answering different questions that I've had about the hike, as far as what kind of equipment this trail is going to be suited to, if it's going to be a hammock camping trail, or if can I tent camp it. Just I've had a lot of questions, and he's been extremely helpful with answering those. So again, I'm going to link his videos and his channel, and I'd appreciate it, and I'm sure he would if you went and checked him out. He's got some really good videos, nice videos to pop on and just watch for 20-30 minutes, nice and relaxing. So again, thank you, Dan, and thanks everybody that is supporting this hike. Yeah, I'll be doing another update before I start the trail, I'm sure. But if you have any questions, or if you want to tell me what kind of gear you like, tell me about your backpack, tell me about some piece of gear that you think is worth checking out, let me know in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next video.